Everyone knows that cashback and sign-up bonuses are very important, especially when it comes to picking a credit card for your business. Now, I'll be honest, when I picked the check-ins accounts for my business, I made sure to get a sign-up bonus, and then that way, I could take that sign-up bonus and put it towards all the expenses that I had to cover for opening up that LLC and the publishing costs in New York. And because of that, I basically published and filed the LLC for like less than like $200 in total, which is great if you ask me. Now, on top of that, guys, in this video, I'm going to talk to you guys about the top 3 cashback and non-cashback credit cards for your business currently in the market today. Now, some of these cards here do have some annual fees, some of them don't, some of them are great, some of them even have like 12 months free of no APR. So then that way you can buy whatever you want to buy for your business, which is great if you ask me. And on top of that, guys, if you guys don't know me, my name is TommyBryson. I'm an accountant and I post videos on YouTube every single day. Yes, I say daily content, so make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you get notified every time I post a new video, which is every single day. On top of that, hit the like button while you're at it. Help the channel grow a ton. Really appreciate it. And I want to ask you a question. Why do you want this business credit card? Is it for building credit with the business, or is it for the sign-up bonus? Because again, these business credit cards have a hefty sign-up bonus. So let me know, why do you want it? Comment down below, let me know. Now, the first thing I want to break down, because I feel like a lot of people out there don't really know this, and here it is, guys. When you open up a business credit card, you yourself, the person opening it, is still liable for that debt. And you might think like, hey, you know, I have a business check-ins account, I have an LLC, so if I go bankrupt, well, the business goes bankrupt, then they can't come after me, right? Well, in reality, no. They can come after you because in the fine print, it says that, hey, you're the one liable for all that debt. And here's the thing, guys. If you buy a Rolex for Brandon here on the YouTube channel and you go bankrupt, like the business goes bankrupt, well, in reality, they can still come after you because in reality, the business itself doesn't really have a credit line just yet. And here's why, guys, because in the beginning, when you sign up for this entire like credit card, they use your credit reports and you yourself to actually qualify the business for the credit card, and then eventually your business itself starts building up its own credit score in a sense to then get a credit line with the bank, so then you can use money that you're not really liable for in case the business does tank at any point in time. Now, I do want to clarify something, and it's why is a business credit card so important. First thing is this, guys, you want to start building a credit report for your business as soon as possible, and here's why. Because eventually when you use your personal credit report, that's great, awesome, okay, but eventually you want to get credit lines and credit cards for your business by itself, so then you yourself are not liable for any of that debt. Second thing is this: if you have a whole bunch of expenses for the business, then why wouldn't you put it through the business to actually get back some massive cash back? Third thing is this: if you actually want to have a big expense, for example, if you want to buy like multiple laptops or multiple phones for the business and you just want to like buy it all, but you don't want to spend the money right now, you can get this credit card, put it on the credit card, right, and then pay it off at the end of the year interest free, because some of these credit cards here have no interest for the first 12 months. So that's pretty good if you ask me. So comment down below and let me know, did you know that they run your entire credit report when they do this entire thing? Or did you think that it was just like through the business? Because the thing is this, guys, right? Your business has no history whatsoever until it starts doing business in a credit report type way, okay? So in reality, it does make sense why they use your credit report to assume the risk to you while your business starts to get established, if that makes sense. Comment down below, let me know. Now, let's jump in straight into the video and talk about the top 3 business credit cards out there. But guys, again, it's not just 3. I also have some honorable mentions at the end of the video. So if you want to check those out, just stick around to the end of the video. I'll tell you then, because those ones might be actually good for you also. But I put them at the end because, again, they're not as good for everyone else, but depending on your situation, they might actually be better for you than any of these cards I'm about to mention right now. So the first one is actually the Chase Inc. Business Cash Credit Card, okay? Now, I will tell you something, guys. I'm going to break it down like this. First is the name, the type of card it is, also what's the good, what's the bad, and who is it for. And on top of that, do I recommend it, and what have I been hearing about it in the streets, okay? Now, the first thing is the type of card it actually is. And it's actually a category cashback-based credit card. How does that work, Tommy? What do you mean? Well, it's by category. So certain categories give you like 5%, certain categories don't really give you that much money, and that's how it works. Kind of like a Discover like credit card, basically. And here's the thing, guys. What is the good? What is the bad, Tommy? What do you think? What do you like? What do you like? And here's the answer, guys. What do I like? What's the good? The first thing is this. It has a sign-up bonus and actually gives you $500 when you sign up and spend $3K in the first 90 days. It's not really a lot of money, but it's still some money. But in reality, $3K for $500 is really not that bad if you ask me. Now, it does have an APR promo of around 0 APR for the first 12 months. So imagine this. you spend that 3K, you don't have it all, but you know you will have it in the end of the year. So you can spend that 3K and then spend 12 months paying it back interest free, and you only have to pay around $250 a month to then end that entire thing and be charged like no interest whatsoever, which is pretty cool if you ask me. Now on top of that, they also have no annual fee whatsoever, which is pretty cool because most of these business credit cards, most of them have annual fees, which again, if you spend a lot of money, great, but if you don't spend a lot of money, then that might be like a dead weight on you, because in reality it can get expensive with these entire like $450 like annual fee credit cards, okay? Just to clarify. Now you're probably wondering, well, Tommy, sounds great, you know, 0 APR, you know, $500 cash back or on the sign-up bonus, great. But what are the rewards? Well, basically you get 5% cash back on office supplies, also on internet, cable, and all types of like services for like the business. Again, services for the business, not for your mom or your sister, your girlfriend. You can't put their cell phones on this account because it's not for business use, okay? So don't try that. You won't be able to get the 5%, just to clarify. On top of that, that should give you 2% cash back on gas stations and also restaurants. For example, if you want to take your not your girlfriend, your employees or your business partners out there for an entire business meeting and you want to get 2% on the restaurant, well, you can get it. If you want to give all of your employees like a credit card for their gas, you can do that and get 2% back on that also. But again, it's only up to 25K for the 2% on gas stations and restaurants, and only up to 25K on the entire thing for like office supplies and all that fancy stuff on 5%. Just to clarify, they do have like a loophole. Now, here's my thing, guys. You get 1% on everything else, which is pretty cool if you ask me. And you do have some perks. It's basically this. The perks are you get free employee cards for everyone out there, okay? Which is great if you ask me. Then that way you have multiple people with this card and you can get some massive cash back at the end of the year, which is amazing if you ask me. Now, what's the bad, Tommy? Because everything out there has something wrong with it. So tell me, be honest with me. Well, really, the baseline of 1% isn't really that great. So for example, after you're done with the office supplies and also like the restaurants and gas stations, well, there's only so much gas you can put in a vehicle, and there's only so much restaurants you can actually go to, and it's only so much supplies you can actually go through like every single year. So the baseline of 1% is still pretty low. I wish it was like 2% at least, but 1% is pretty low, but at least you're getting something, I guess. On top of that, here's the thing. They also have a cash advance feature, but that cash advance is around 5% and around 27% APR, which is insanely high. So for example, if you want to start a business and you need some cash and you want to go to your credit card, well, you can't really do that because you have to pay like 5% plus 27%, which is around like 32% at the end of the year. It's way too much money unless that investment is going to make you like a ton of money. So if you can make money off that investment, great. But if you can't, I don't really recommend you get the cash advance. It's way too expensive. Now, they do have a foreign transaction fee of 3%, so it's not really a business travel-friendly card, so you really can't go outside of the country and be like, okay, swipe. No, it'd be like swipe, fee, okay? 3% is super high. I wish they didn't have a fee whatsoever, but I'm going to tell you why they actually have this fee later on in the video. Actually, I'll tell you right now. It's because they want to make other cards look better than this one, especially like travel business cards. But in reality, I just wish like none of them had like a foreign transaction fee, because it just motivates people to spend more money wherever they go. Thus, they make more money also. Just saying. Now, you're probably wondering, Tommy, who is this card actually for? And the answer is this. It's for someone out there that's a big expense actually coming along. For example, if I have a big expense of like, I want to buy like 40 phones for all my employees and I don't want to pay it off at one, like all at once, well, I can get this card and have 12 months to pay it back interest free, no problem. On top of that, I get like 5% on categories, 2% on categories, 1% baseline. It's pretty decent, pretty great. So if you know how to do everything correctly, you might actually be able to get some massive cash back from this card. But if you don't deal with it. It's kind of like weird in a way, but I kind of recommend it because, again, it's pretty good. Now, since we're talking about cashback and categories and annual fees, all that fancy stuff, well, this card actually doesn't have a category. Instead, it has a pretty good cashback rate that's very fixed, okay? So it's not like category, blah, blah, blah. No, it's fixed, and it's pretty high if you ask me. Now, this card is actually the Spark Cash from Capital One Business. It doesn't sound that long, but it's still pretty long if you ask me. Now, what's the good? What's the bad, Tommy? Should I get it? Should I not get it? Well, the good is this, right? It does have a sign-up bonus. If you spend around $4,500 in the first 90 days you get back $500, but the Chase one is actually, like only like 3,000, and you still get back the same $500, which is like, lower than this one. Now they don't have any promos for APR, so if you're out of luck, if you want to like buy something, pay it off over time with no interest, no, with this card you start paying up ASAP. Now the rewards are this, guys. Well, not the rewards, we'll get into the annual fee first. Well, the annual fee is this, $95, but they actually waive it for the first year. But if you want to take that reward of like the $500, you spend like 4,500, you can take that card, you can take that reward and just put it towards this, and you get to use the card for free basically for the first 6 years, which is pretty cool. But I'd rather just take my entire reward and not have to pay an annual fee at all, if you ask me. Now, the rewards, guys, 2% cash back, fixed across the board, no categories whatsoever, and that's pretty high if you ask me. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And they also have some pretty cool perks, which is basically free employee cards, which is great, but it's kind of like a standard at this point. They also have no foreign transaction fee, which is awesome because I don't want to pay money when I go overseas. And they also have double warranties. For example, if you buy something like these AirPods and you buy them and then like they have a warranty for like 30 days, well, now it's 60 days because they double it for you, which is great. Awesome. Clap, clap, clap. Great. But let's talk about the bad stuff. What's not so good about this card? Why don't people like it? And let's talk about it first. Now, the first thing is this. They report everything straight to your credit score. So now you might say, Tommy, what do you mean by this? Well, whenever you use this card, they report everything you do here straight to your own credit report, your personal credit report. Now, you might say, Tommy, this is great, okay? It's awesome. Well, no. Because in actuality, people complained about this because there was this one guy, or two people actually, or three people, maybe 20 people, okay? Because I read a lot of bad compliments about this entire card. And they said, like, hey, I use this card, I report everything to my credit report, but in reality, I would pay this card off every single month, around 4 times a month, but it would always show that I have a really high balance on my credit report that caused my credit utilization rate to go like down like crazy, thus my credit score to sink down below, which is awful. So in reality, not that great if you're not going to be reporting things correctly. Now, same thing is this, they have terrible customer service according to reports. Now, when you go to the website, it will say like, oh my gosh, so much 5 stars. But if you go to Credit Karma, it will show you a bunch of people complaining about this card because in reality, they don't really do everything correctly. People were not happy about this. People would call, be on hold for like 60 minutes. And that's not really cool if you ask me. On top of that, the annual fee is insane. And if you ask me, this card is pretty cool for the 2%. But you got to make sure you're ready to be like your credit score to go down in case you just do something wrong. Okay, so that's why I don't really like this one that much, but 2% is pretty cool still. Now on top of that, guys, they have a cash advance of like 3%, and then you have to pay like around 25% on the APR. It's still lower than Chase, but it's still pretty high. I wish these banks and these credit cards had like a feature where like, hey, you get in a cash advance, like you have 90 days to pay it off like interest free. That would be great. That would be awesome. Now here's the thing, guys, the annual fee of $95, you have to spend around $4,750 to actually make that back. Now, for example, if you're not spending that much money, I don't recommend it because in reality, you're gonna be spending back all your cash back straight to that annual fee. It doesn't make any sense if you ask me. Now, who is this card for? It's for people that want to spend a ton of money every single month or every single year and don't want to worry about categories and just want some massive cash back. On top of that, it's for people that don't really worry about like, hey, my credit score, I guess, the customer service not that great, I guess, so yeah. By the way, I've never had a bad experience with like Capital One, but in reality, when you have like 20 different people saying the same thing, something must be wrong, okay? So guys, if you're watching this video over there at Capital One, just fix it. It sounds like a really good card, 2% is great, but something's wrong here, so just try to fix it. Just like be more transparent about everything, honestly. But since we're talking about fixed cash back, well, why not talk about a cashback card that is fixed but doesn't have an annual fee whatsoever? And it's actually the Chase Inc. Unlimited Business Credit Card. Now this card right here is a fixed cashback card, and it doesn't have an entire like category, blah blah blah. Doesn't have that at all. You're probably asking me, well, Tommy, what's the good? What's the bad? The good is this, guys. If you spend $3K in the first 90 days, you get back $500, which is great. On top of that, you get 12 months to pay off the card, 0 APR if you have a big purchase coming along, which is great. Also, you get rewards of 1.5% cash back on everything you do, so that's awesome too. It's only about like 0.5% less than the Capital One, which might be a big deal for you, but in reality, 1.5% but no annual fee is much better than like 2% but an annual fee, okay? On top of that, guys, here's my thing. They have some cool perks, which is basically this. You get free employee cards, which again, it's kind of like a standard. And they also have purchase protection. So if you buy anything, for example, like a phone, and you lose it, they help you cover the cost of it, so that's great also. And you might be asking me, Tommy, what's the bad about this card? Because not everything can be good. Now, the answer is this. You're right. It's not that good, and here's why. They have a foreign transaction fee of around 3%. The cash advance is 5% and 27% a year. Again, I don't know why these things are so high. It doesn't make any sense to me. But guys, like honestly, it's a good card overall. But why would you include all this stuff in there? Okay, it doesn't make any sense. Like take off the entire like foreign transaction fee. Doesn't make any sense at all. Now, who is this card for? It's for someone that doesn't really care about the categories and all that fancy stuff and just wants some cash back and doesn't want to worry about any annual fees. So if you kind of like the Capital One a lot, but you don't like that annual fee, this would be a good credit card for you. But comment down below, let me know which one of these top 3 is actually your favorites and why. I'm going to tell you guys, made it all to the video, I'm going to tell you right now what my honorable mentions are. And one of these you might actually like more than these ones that I just mentioned. So here we go. The honorable mentions are 1, the Chase Inc. Business Preferred card. Now this is like a travel card, so you get 80,000 points if you sign up. It's around like $800, which is great if you ask me. But it does have an annual fee. No foreign transaction fee though, which is great, but it's kind of cool, but like not all the way up there for me at least, because it doesn't really fit in my entire lifestyle. On top of that, you have the BOA business card. I like it, but not that much, and I don't really like Bank of America because again, they always have like some sneaky like trick over here. It's like basically this, right? If you have 100, okay, if you have 100K with them, which is a lot of money, they bump everything up to 25% and more, which is great. Well, 75% or more. So for example, if you get $1 in cash back, they bump it up to $1.75, which is great. But in reality, why would I keep 100K in an account doing nothing, idle money? Okay, doesn't make any sense for me again, and I just don't like the tricky stuff that BOA does all the time. You also have the Amex Blue business card. It does have 2% back on certain categories, but it's not really like anything like powerful about it. Now, the last one is actually the Amazon with Amex. Now, this card actually gives you 5% back, but it's only on the Amazon products you do buy, which is great, but I don't really want to lock you down to any Amazon products, so that's why I didn't really mention it that much. So again, guys, if you want to check out these like other cards, they might be great also. Check them out. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. But for me, that top 3 was basically like the top creme of the creme. I really like those a lot, but these ones are kind of like, okay, pretty cool, I guess, but the annual fee here, the loophole with the 100K, the Amazon stuff, the certain categories that Amex was to put on there, I don't understand, you know. So for me, the top 3 I mentioned are like my best ones, but comment down below, let me know if you disagree or you agree. On top of that, guys, as always, if you like the video, go ahead and like the video, really appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, hit the notification bell so you get notified every time I post a new video. On top, if you want to talk to me one-on-one, uno, just DM me on Instagram at TommyBryson. If you want to talk to all of us here in the channel, join us on Discord. Again, Discord's not going to be open for a long time, so get on what you still can. And I'll see you guys tomorrow on the next video. Thanks for watching, and peace. You've got to start at the bottom if you're ever going to reach the top. You've got to watch your